Hello, and my name is Susie Opple. Some of you will remember me because I actually did a little 10-minute juggling lesson. I'm going to give you your next instalment, which is based on the cascade. And the cascade pattern is what I taught people in that 10 minutes. So this actually goes on, and the tricks I'm teaching you come from this particular pattern. There are crosses, lines and circles in juggling, but we're just concentrating on the crosses, which is the cascade pattern. Right, so the idea of this exercise is to enjoy it, and you can put music on to do it, but have fun and laugh at yourself, okay? Because, you know, I'm in self-isolation, we're all in self-isolation, and I'm hoping this will help you. Okay, so the first trick we're going to do, because there are thousands of tricks obviously and variations and stuff, but the first trick we're going to do is we're going to do one high. So presumably you've practiced in your cascade, you should have at least 30 throws, and if you haven't, then you can go back on the video and find out where it's going wrong. It's normally you've either got a block because you're not throwing in the right pattern, or it's because you're leaving them to the going down instead of the imaginary points. So all these are based on those imaginary points, wherever they are. Everyone's different, okay? We're same but different. So one ball. So you're doing a cascade, but there is a juggling a tip for you. If you're starting a trick, it's always good to see where it's going. So if you start it, you have more chance of understanding the trick. No one told me that when I was juggling. I wish they had of. There's a lot of things they didn't tell me. But anyway, so if you start a trick, have a look at it. So I'm going to throw it up to my imaginary point. As soon as I do, it's going higher than I would normally juggle, because that's where I normally juggle, around about there. And when it goes high, I'm going to put the, when it touches that imaginary point, or if it's a bit higher, I will do that. But I'm going to throw the other one. So, and if I drop, don't worry, everyone drops. Okay, so one high and then back into the pattern. Okay, one high, back into the pattern. And what I'm doing, as you notice, is I'm using either hand, left or right. So if you want to be quite fastidious, you can start off, if you're left-handed, with your right, and if you're right-handed, start off with your left. Okay, so the idea is to get one high. Ooh, whoa, my ceiling's quite low here. I'm doing it. Okay, so the next one is one high. So you're just juggling and you go one high in one hand and one high in the other and come back into your pattern. So it's called two high. Okay, so 1, 2 and back into the pattern. Okay, and when you've got that, try 3, 2, 3, back into the pattern. And it doesn't have to be highs, could be lows, although they're much harder. Okay, so there's my normal pattern. One high, one high, one high, back into it. Then a low, back into the pattern. Okay, you can play around with that, vary it. Okay, so the next pattern we're going to do is under the arm. Okay, good. That's quite a good pattern for lots of different various tricks. So again, start with under the arm. I'll just check to see if there's anything that any tips. Yeah, it's what I've just said really. Start with the trick and you can break down the pattern. So what I'm doing is I've got 2 in one hand, 1 in the other. I'm coming down to my belly button and I'm going under the arm with the 2, and I'm going to throw one up straight, and then the other one's going to go across. So you can practice that for a little while, but as soon as you've got a good pattern and you feel comfortable, go up, cross, and then cross back into the pattern again. And if you're trying to get it in, it's good to have different colour balls, because you can actually identify what you're doing. So I'm using the orange one. When it comes up, oh, my mind sometimes goes with these tricks because you just do it after doing it for years. I might make it look easy. I hope I don't make it look too easy because it's not easy. Nothing's easy, is it? So that's my orange ball, and I'm going to go to the other side. So I've identified the orange ball is going to be mine, and that the multicoloured ball comes just before it. It helps. So you go, and the multicoloured ball comes before it. And again on the other side, yeah, the multiple came before it. You can get mixed up too. So once you've got those tricks, yeah, you can go 1, 2 and back into the pattern. 1, 2, back into the pattern. 1, 2. Notice I'm using the multiple and the orange one after each other. I don't know how long I can keep that up. Not long. Okay, so once you've got that variation, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can get faster and faster if you want. Don't. Just practice getting a nice consistency. And the secret of juggling is if you give yourself a practice every day for at least 5 minutes, I mean more if you can, but if you can't, and work up from that 1 ball to 2 balls to 3 balls, and then start doing. That's what I used to do. I had 30 tricks in line that I used to do every day to help me to become a reasonable juggler. Okay, so next one is over the top, which sometimes jugglers are, sometimes they're not, but we do have fun. So this one is over the top. So I'm going to start with the orange one, 2 balls in one hand, 1 in the other. Go over the top and into the pattern. So what I'm doing is an arc, and I've got 2 in that hand. So I'm making an arc to the imaginary point. As soon as it comes to that imaginary point, I'm crossing into my cascade pattern again. So over the top. Now there it is. I'm not letting it go all the way down. This is what happens if you let it go all the way down. You can't do it, it's hard. Okay, so try not to do that. And of course there'll be variations. So if you're doing it with your right, then also make sure that you do it with your left. Okay, and then you can actually get it going like a ball tennis. You can see that. It's just what all I'm doing is thrown over, cross the 2. Oops, I just dropped it again. There is another one which is over the top, back into the pattern. Over the top, back into the pattern. Over the top. And you could do that 1, 2, or you could do that 1, 2, 3, 4, and go on. And that's called a reverse cascade. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed that. There are other patterns you can do once you've got those, and I'll go into more detail. But there's one called the windmill, which was one of my favourites. And for me it was like a meditation. So this is the windmill. And what it is, it's making 2 circles in your hand almost. So you're going over and under. So over, under, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And you're making 2 circles in the air. And whatever you do on one hand, you can go under, over, under, over, under. Do the other hand, because you want them to be quite the same really. There. And that for me is a meditation. That's called the windmill. Okay, and some people can do this so beautifully. It's really lovely. And of course for those which will be in the more advanced tricks, is the Mills mess, which I might get Steve Mills, the wonderful Steve Mills from America, to do. Okay, but that's a little bit more complicated, but it does actually, it is an over-under. And when I was learning it, I used to make up loads of different tricks with the Mills mess. We talked about it, and Steve said, well, you probably made quite a few variations of the Mills mess, and if you'd have noted it down, you could have shown people those. I hope you've enjoyed today. It's only a short video, and I hope it helps you to get on with learning. You can learn to juggle online in many different. Jugglers are always happy to teach you their tricks to you. So enjoy. I'm part of a juggling fraternity, And we were supposed to go to a juggling convention in Finland this year, but I don't think it will be on. But for all my jugglers all over the world, all my friends and all people I don't know who juggle and stuff, I wish you safe. And also my clowns, because I'm in Clowns International and the World Clown Association and different clown troupes. We have our own in Brighton and Hove here in the UK. And that's run by Chris Cresswell, and that's brilliant, and that was called Age with a Stage. There might even be a video coming out on that one that we did just before the lockdown. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and the main point of this is to keep busy, practice 5 minutes at least a day, but enjoy. Even if you're throwing one ball and enjoying it, that's fine, no problem. My thanks from Susie Oddball. And if you need any juggling equipment, you go to Oddballs International and other organisations that have different ways online that you can buy bean bags. I call them balls, but they're actually bean bags that I'm using here. And they're a pretty odd assortment because I'm an oddball. You can also make your own, and I will promise you I will do a video on that. So enjoy. Have fun. Bye.